Hello, everyone. I'm Kimberly Guilfoyle, and we just heard from the attorney of the family of Freddie Gray. Earlier today, criminal charges were announced against 6 officers involved in the 25-year-old's arrest.
The findings of our comprehensive, thorough, and independent investigation, coupled with the medical examiner's determination that Mr. Gray's death was a homicide, which we received today, has led us to believe that we have probable cause to file criminal charges. The manner of death, deemed a homicide by the Maryland State Medical Examiner, is believed to be the result of a fatal injury that occurred while Mr. Gray was unrestrained by his seatbelt in the custody of the Baltimore Police Department wagon.
Among the charges, second-degree murder, manslaughter, misconduct, and more. Baltimore State's attorney says Gray was arrested illegally, was assaulted, and was denied medical help when he asked for it repeatedly. Here was the reaction to the charges from the mayor of the city.
We know that the vast majority of the men and the women in the Baltimore City Police Department serve our city with pride, with courage, with honor, and with distinction. But to those of you who wish to engage in brutality, misconduct, racism, and corruption, let me be clear. There is no place in the Baltimore City Police Department for you.
The Fraternal Order of Police came out to defend the officers a short while ago.
I just find it very difficult that it's not a rush to judgment when conducting a case in which someone has been charged with second-degree murder. They can wrap it up in 2 weeks.
This decision to charge them officers is going to make our job even harder. I can say that.
Marilyn Mosby, the Maryland State's attorney for Baltimore City, is the youngest top prosecutor in any major city. She's 35 and on the job not quite 4 months. The eyes of the nation are on her now, and we spoke to her a short time ago. Why did you feel it was important to go public in the way that you did today?
Well, I think that there should be some level of transparency in this process. We went public because it was a matter of the public concern. I mean, at the end of the day, this was a thorough investigation. We did everything we could to get to the right result, and I believe that we did.
Now, the Fraternal Order of Police, the Police Officers Union, says that you have rushed to judgment.
And I can tell you that that's simply not the case. As I stated, from the moment of this investigation, I sent my own independent investigators to the scene to interview witnesses. We've utilized and leveraged the police department's investigation to verify the facts. The information, again, that was turned over to me yesterday was not new to the state's attorney's office. We've known about that information. We've been debriefed the entire time. The only additional information that was brought forth was the information that I discussed this morning, which would be the medical examiner's report, which deemed this to be a homicide.
The community continues to ask questions about why Freddie Gray died, and perhaps tonight, an answer.
As Baltimore police investigators today privately reported their findings in the death of Freddie Gray to the state's attorney, ABC affiliate WJLA quotes law enforcement sources saying the report contains medical evidence that Gray suffered a massive injury to the back of his head while riding in the police van that closely matches a bolt located in the back of the van. The police commissioner would not comment.
We will take all our directions from the state attorney because it is now their case.
In fact, police today revealed only one new piece of information, telling reporters they discovered that the van carrying Gray made a mysterious 4th stop, not 3 as previously claimed by police.
We are much more suspicious than before in light of that omitted information.
Here is the van's trail on that crucial Sunday morning. After Gray was chased down by cops on bicycles, he's loaded into a van. His legs appear limp. 6 minutes later, the van stops and police apply leg irons, Gray allegedly acting irate. This is what's new. Police revealing the van also stopped here at this corner.
The reason for this stop, unknown, but it is recorded on these private surveillance cameras at the intersection.
Less than 5 minutes later, the van stops a 3rd time, where officers check on Gray's condition in the back. Next, they respond to another call, loading a 2nd prisoner into the van. He spoke publicly today for the first time.
When I got in the van, I didn't hear nothing. It was a smooth ride. We went straight to the police station. All I heard was like a little banging for about 4 seconds.
The peaceful protests continue as the family, police, and prosecutors ask the community to be patient and trust the investigation.
It is absolutely vital that the truth comes out on what happened to Mr. Freddie Gray. And it is my practice not to comment on the legal processes involved. That would not be appropriate. But I can tell you that justice needs to be served. All the evidence needs to be presented. Those individuals who are charged obviously are also entitled to due process and rule of law. And so I want to make sure that our legal system runs the way it should. The Justice Department and our new Attorney General is in communications with Baltimore officials to make sure that any assistance we can provide on the investigation is provided. But what I think the people of Baltimore want more than anything else is the truth. That's what people around the country expect. To the extent that it's appropriate, this administration will help local officials get to the bottom of exactly what happened. In the meantime, I'm gratified that we've seen the constructive, thoughtful protests that have been taking place, peaceful, but clear calls for accountability, that those have been managed over the last couple of days in a way that's ultimately positive for Baltimore and positive for the country. And I hope that approach to nonviolent protest and community engagement continues.
You heard that cheer go up when the prosecutor announced the charges. Chip Reed has been listening to Baltimore.
On the streets of Baltimore today, pent-up anger exploded in jubilation.
Viva justice! Viva justice! Viva justice! Viva justice! I applaud it! Yes!
Lisa Mills was in a state of utter joy.
The people are tired of those few bad seeds that's in the police department, and they want them out in here. They want them out. And guess what? We about to do it. Thank you, Marilyn Mosby. Yes!
Willie Rooks didn't even bother to get dressed.
Justice! Justice!
It's exciting. Everybody's happy. Justice is being served.
I'm happy. Peace for Freddie, man. Justice for Freddie.
This man spent hours screaming for people to honk their horns. And in the process, lost his voice.
I am overwhelmed and I'm happy, but I hope we keep the peace. That's all I want is to keep the peace.
Keeping the peace even brought together the notorious street gangs, the Bloods and the Crips, their red and blue bandanas tied together in solidarity.
It's going to be peace. We got some answers now. You know what I mean? All that moving, all that tearing down stuff, now it's going to be some peace.
This woman told CBS's Jeff Pegues she was torn. She said she feels deeply sorry for the Gray family, but knows an officer who was charged in Gray's death.
You know, but I hate to see someone put away for making an error.
Cardi Davis, who was so close to Freddie Gray he called him cousin, said he's pleased with the charges, but he's not confident it will amount to justice.
Even if they charge him with manslaughter, all of them, that's only 10 years. It ain't an amount of money that can bring Slim back from the dead.
I spoke with some young men in this crowd, and I asked them what they think would have happened if the officers had not been charged. They used words like mayhem and war in the streets. So, Scott, you can imagine the feeling of relief in this neighborhood.
Chip, thank you very much.